एक एक्टिंग का कीड़ा होता है जो काटता है।
Correct.
कब काटा आपको एक्टिंग के कीड़े ने?
जब से मेरे को याद है,
हाँ.
I was acting in front of the mirror. I was
Right.
doing एक प्रकार जीना and performing.
Raj is one of the best actors we have. You're saying you want to pick up from them and you want to learn from them.
When we were doing a Kola scene, Angola scene, and he like started crying and wiped a tear, and I couldn't stop laughing because that was so funny because he was just meant to be scared, but he pretended to cry.
Right.
So I just think he's very spontaneous, and that's really cool. Films has like when they get over, it's like a breakup because you spend so much time with people for years. Hi, my name is Akansha Ranjan Kapoor, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
Akanksha, welcome to Bollywood Hungama, to our newly renovated studio. This is the first interview, so I'm very happy.
Feeling special.
Right. So, first, I'm going to take you back.
Yeah.
Everyone says कि, एक एक्टिंग का कीड़ा होता है जो काटता है।
Correct.
कब काटा आपको एक्टिंग के कीड़े ने?
I think कोई specific point नहीं था।
Okay.
जब से मेरे को याद है,
हाँ.
I was acting in front of the mirror and
Right.
doing all of those things when family, like parents, friends came home. I was that one dancing. I was
Right.
doing एक प्रकार जीना and performing. So I think ever since I can recall.
Right. So there was no plan B that if not this, I'll do this. You knew you were gonna do this.
I knew I wanted to.
You knew you
so that's all I knew
Correct,
ahead.
correct.
And obviously, as a kid, I don't think you understand or grasp how tough life can be, and like things don't just happen as
Right,
planned.
yeah.
So of course, things haven't happened as my beautiful rosy plans,
Right.
but like I knew this is it.
Yeah, adulting is tough, right?
Adulting is
Yeah,
tough.
it is. But then after that, okay, at least
Yeah.
that's great to know what you want to do.
Yeah.
Then how tough it was to get that first break, to get that first, like what tell me about
Yeah.
that period.
So I finished my acting school. After 12th grade, I went to cinema school, which was
Okay.
Whistling Woods. After I finished 2 years there, I think in the last 6 months only, I got my first audition call.
Right. This was for Guilty? No.
No, I'm talking when I was 19.
Oh, okay.
Nandri Shrikant had called me for that film with Arman Jain and the South actress Diksha Dutt.
Yes.
Lekar Hum Deewana Dil. That was my first
Yeah,
audition.
yeah.
And then in Whistling Woods, they were auditioning for Kanchi, which was Subhash Gai's
Right,
film.
right.
So those were my first two auditions.
Wow.
So that's how I started, and then that's how I kept going. till
Amazing.
Guilty.
Tell me, like at that stage, are auditions intimidating? Like, is it?
In the beginning, for sure,
Yeah.
because you don't know, right? And I genuinely say this, that auditions are tougher than a film set.
Right.
Definitely, it's a blank wall. Someone who could not care less is on the other side giving lines.
Yeah.
Just like not interested. There's no feel. There's no vibe. There's
Right.
nothing, and there's a camera.
Right.
It's very nerve wracking for sure. So,
Right.
but that being said, I feel auditions have made me a more confident actor.
Oh, nice.
100%.
Is there a way to get that fear out that so many people are watching? Who else is in the room?
Just keep doing it.
Just keep practice will
Just
make
keep,
it better.
Yeah, just keep giving more auditions.
Right.
100%.
And then after that, what was the first break? The immediate thing that happened?
Guilty.
Guilty was the first
Guilty
thing.
was the first thing.
Okay. You shot first for Guilty only.
Yeah, that was my
Okay,
first ever
right.
time on set. Actually, I signed Guilty, and just 3 weeks after that, I got a call for a music video. So my first ever on-set experience was the song Tere Do Naina that I
Right,
did with Sony
right,
Music.
right.
And then 3 weeks after that, I started Guilty.
Right.
So Tere Do Naina was like a good homework I did. Kya cameras kya hote hain, ye lenses kya hote hain. I didn't know anything.
Right.
Thrown into the deep end. So at least I got a little bit of like understanding.
Right. Are you someone who wants to know everything, how it's being done on the set? Like,
So I'm not very academic like that. I'm happy like like I'm not that person who understands every lens, this and that.
sure,
But yeah, I
yeah.
like to because I think it obviously helps, right? Eventually,
yeah.
the whole point is to know
True,
everything.
true.
So yeah, learning.
Are you interested in the business part? Would you track this film did well, this didn't do well?
But I don't do that because of my personality trait reasons, that I just feel like I get too overwhelmed or worked up. Like I remember before I got my break, I unfollowed all the paps and I unfollowed all the pages because it was just making me feel okay, excess information.
Yeah, that's so
I'm just watching someone else and feeling bad or feeling like this and that. I don't want to know. I want to focus on my thing. So
Yeah.
it's my personality thing that I don't follow what's happening with other films because I'm like, I don't want to go in that zone.
Right,
you
right,
know?
right. And does that make it tough play on your mind? Like, is that like, watching everything, watching people going here, there,
Yeah.
doing well, not doing
Yeah.
well?
So that used to affect me for sure,
Okay.
right? And like it was more like, why can't it happen for me? When will it happen for
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
But then I realized that I need to have blinkers on, and now I'm just like that. Like
Right.
I know there's room for table, and there's room for everyone at the table.
Right.
So everyone can do well. Everyone should do well.
Yeah.
But I'm focused. As long as I'm going one foot in front of the other every day.
Right. In
I'm
the
very
right
happy.
direction,
The
yeah.
other films can be super hits, super flops. I have nothing to
Right.
do with it. I just want my
How-
like.
Right. How driven are you about acting? Like, how competitive would you be? Would you want to be in every good filmmaker's movie? Every actor wants that.
So driven, most definitely. I
Okay.
feel like my whole life somehow was centered around the idea that I need to be an actor. Like I didn't go to like uni abroad because I was like, no, I need to do auditions here. Like everything,
yeah.
the way I looked at my body, which wasn't positive for the most part, but the fact that, oh, I need to lose weight, I need to look a certain
Okay.
way, had to do with becoming an actor.
Okay.
I'm competitive in a very positive space again, because once I understood that, like I said, I need blinkers, then it was like, if I would see someone else get signed, I was like, I also need to do this.
Yeah.
Let me also make this call. Let me also do this meeting.
Right.
So competitive in that way, but
Right.
not in a negative way, because so many of
Sure,
my friends
yeah.
are also actors, and I'm like happy for everyone because I
Yeah.
get it. The desire of wanting to do this is so big and so deep. Like I
Right.
wish it happens for everyone.
Right. Yeah. How when something like Monica My Darling happens,
Yeah.
does that give you like some kind of a hope to move ahead, that you're going in the right direction?
100%. Like everything after Guilty or even Guilty was
Yeah.
okay, cool. This before it was just me telling people that, listen, sign me. Now it's people signing me, offering me films. So I was like, okay, cool. This is a step in the right direction. You feel validated. You feel you feel you're on the right track. So at least it gives you motivation to keep going, right?
Right.
Otherwise, you're just motivating yourself. You know, कि हो जाएगा. Now it's like, okay, हो रहा है.
Right.
Keep going.
Right. And then how did Monica happen?
So I had done Ray with Vasan sir.
Right.
So right after that, I was in touch with him, saying, whatever you do next, so I really would like to work with you. And he said, हाँ दिखते हैं types.
Right.
And just sometime after that only I got the call. So he was casting for this film at the same time.
Right.
He had me in mind, and then I texted him, and he's like, okay, I think
Right.
it's a good fit.
Right, he's taken you for a very good role, very apt role.
Yeah.
Somehow you fit that. I don't know how you are in personal life, but
Yeah.
somehow you fit that part very well. You also okay with, there are two other actresses.
Yeah.
There's one other male actor,
Yeah.
and then there's this character.
Yeah.
But thankfully, he did justice to everyone.
Yeah.
You are okay with that.
I feel like two things. One, you can look at it in a positive way or in a negative way.
Right.
The negative way is all the weird insecurities one could have. The positive is like, listen, you're getting to share screen space with amazing actors.
Yeah.
You can vibe off their energies. You can learn from them. And once your film's out, you've been part of a great film with great actors. Why would I not
True.
give myself that opportunity?
Absolutely.
So that's the way I looked at it. That listen, I'm in a Raj film. Listen,
Yeah.
Netflix is darling Radhika. I'm
Yeah.
with her. Like Huma, I'm with her.
Right.
What is the problem in that, right?
No, but that's a great way to look at
Yeah,
things. That's
that's how
absolutely the right way and the best
Yeah.
way to look at if you want to continue here.
And the second thing is, I'm focusing on myself, right? Like you said, Vasan sir gave everyone equal opportunity.
Right.
So you do your bit, na. One way or the other. If you shine amongst all of them, whose advantage is that?
Yeah, totally. What is, and then, Raj is one of the best actors we have. What is he like? What you're saying you want to pick up from them and you want to learn from them. What does one pick up from something?
He's very spontaneous.
Okay.
So that's very cool. Like that's something I envy almost, because he's sitting and he makes up his own, not makes up his lines, but because he's so in character, he'll add something.
yeah.
He added a line for me in dub.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he's very like in it, and he
Okay.
comes up with things like this, like that. I don't have that art idea at all. Like I'm like, oh, I'm very like by the book.
Right.
So I think that's really cool. I remember even in the Angola scene, when we were doing, I was just cueing him, and it was just his reactions.
Okay.
And he improvised, and he like started crying and wiped a tear, and I couldn't stop laughing because that was so funny, because he was just meant to be scared, but he pretended to cry.
Right.
So I just think he's very spontaneous, and that's really cool.
Amazing. And also, how was is this job tough? Like, to learn your lines, to be ready on the set with your costume and hair and
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
Do you find this job tough, or do you think it's...
So I think one advantage for me is that I have photographic memory. So when I read something, I instantly learn. So so line learning is actually very easy for me. The other part is
advantage.
Yeah, it's a big advantage. So that even helped me in auditions a lot, because that's the scariest part, right? Like when you know your lines, and at least you can
forget.
Yeah. So being on set and being ready on time, I think it's all part of the fun. I think when you love it, it's so much fun. Like I hate doing hair and makeup for parties and my friends' birthdays, but I love it so much, when I'm doing it on set. So
Are you also getting used to the fact that, one day the film drops and then a few days people talk about it, compliments, and then it's over, you have to move on? Are you like, is it tough to move on?
I say that. I said film sets, like when they get over, it's like a breakup, because you spend so much time with people for years, you promote together, you do so many things, you all have your expectations, like on Guilty. Three of us were new, and then there was Kiara, of course, but like, so we all had so many, all our hopes were intertangled with each other, so it brings you close. And then it's over one day, and then you all just move on. So I just related to a breakup. It's upsetting. But then that's why people get so close on sets.
Right. Where do you see yourself? Like what kind of roles do you see yourself doing? Would you like to do, basically, if someone's watching?
Right. So I don't want to limit myself, because I never thought I'd do Guilty.
Right.
And I never thought I'd do comedy either, with Monica. So I'm not limiting myself, because I think life is surprising me in many ways. But I think my one and only criteria is strong women-driven, like, characters. Characters need to just be like, you go home with the person being like, oh God, this character stuck with me. Even if she's funny, even if she's this or the other, just not flimsy characters. I think that's what it is.
Not frivolous or anything.
Yeah.
You were so good in this part. How tell the viewers how similar, like, are you like that, anything like that in real life, or where did you pick these up from?
I remember I met Shakun had seen the film. I went for the screening at the end, and he's like, "Who did you base this on?" And I said, "Oh, I don't think I know anyone like this. I think
Are you anything like this?
I am nothing like that. I am nothing like that. Not as a girlfriend, neither a person. I think the similarity is not the way she talks, English speaking, first language. So I think that was similar to me. But apart from that, just a little bit of like things I've seen on TV, different actors, different characters, and it had a lot to do with the dialogues. The dialogues were so on point. Basically, they wrote themselves. So when you said them, it just hit.
That's a huge compliment that people are coming and saying, who did you base it on? Because she seems like a real person. But did your director let you make it your own? How did you make it your own?
That's Vasan sir's thing. Like, I remember even in the Do I Look Sad scene, now I forgot, it was a year ago, but there was a word which was in the, good riddance, or acha ho gaya wo mar gaya, something in that. So it was another word, and he's like, how would you say it? Say how would cool kids say it? Like, this is, and I said, oh, so I would say this, let's say that. So he lets you totally just freak out with, like, once you are immersed in what he wants you to be immersed in, then you can go aage piche. He's fully open. He always does that. Hi, my name is Akansha Ranjan Kapoor, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.